The Colburn Bible, Book of Wisdom, Chapter 2, The Dispensations of Life. If visited by affliction or sorrow, a man should not bewail his loss, for these should be the means of drawing him closer into the embrace of Divinity. They are meant to strengthen his spirit and develop his spirituality. No man has any right to expect an untroubled life, and one who has passed half a year without trouble or affliction has already received ample reward for living and should not ask for more. Sorrow is the purging agent of the spirit, and suffering the flux, merging man with divinity. They also help to distinguish pure love from mock love. For pure love is the unquenchable fire, which the waters of tribulation cannot put out. A man should always be prepared for testing and never be caught off guard, for calamity may well strike in the midst of prosperity and peace. He should also bear in mind, while undergoing his test, that at any time it may be eased by a stroke of good fortune. After every calamity, a man should review the words he has spoken and the things he has done, for perhaps what has befallen him is only the result of incautious words or the outcome of foolish deeds. Chastisement is a necessity of earthly life. If it did not follow a wrongdoing, how could a child ever learn the difference between right and wrong? The chastisements of men spring from divine love alone, for through suffering comes sympathy, and through tribulation comes understanding. The man who can cheerfully accept affliction, knowing its true purpose, is one who has learned one of the deepest secrets of life. No man is afflicted beyond his endurance, for the cold blasts of calamity are always tempered to his weakness. Only the strong and chosen are called upon to carry the heavy burdens, for the strong runner does not care if the wind is against him. If trials and tribulations descend upon a man, he should meet them with quiet resolution and courage. It is useless to rage against them or seek to rise in revolt against his lot. Only the faint-hearted and ignorant are turned from the path because they think their endurance may be in vain. The righteousness and goodness of a man will not protect him from suffering, and may even add to it. The fruits of his labor are not plucked along the road, which lies this side of the border. How often is a man seen bewailing his misfortune, and so sorry for himself that he fails to gain any benefit from it? All too often men take their misfortunes as a sign that they are abandoned. Men set their hearts on certain things and make plans for their attainment, but unless the plans they make complement the divine plan, they will come to nothing. Earth has a mission, and everything upon it there to play its part in the fulfillment of that mission. Material ends have little importance besides spiritual ends, and creation is only intended to satisfy spiritual needs and develop spiritual abilities. The good and the wicked are tested, and no one is exempt. The difference is that the righteous man uses the tests to benefit himself, while the unrighteous turns them against himself to destroy his own soul. No man should be overwhelmed by the troubles and tribulations which come upon him. They are intended to be utilized for the benefit of his soul and the strengthening of his spirit. And bearing this in mind, he should be better able to endure them. Every man is born to be tested and tried. Sorrow and suffering, problems and tribulations are meant to be the lot of men. Yet they are never his continued lot, and the brighter moments of life far outweigh the darker. Man was not given life for the sole purpose of enjoying earth and its pleasures. Earth is a place man must cultivate and prepare for harvest. And what he produces will be his sustenance when the season is ended. Tribulation is his plow, and trouble his spade. Sorrow and suffering are his seeds, and the joys of life the fertilizing waters. Be grateful for the good things of life, for they far exceed your needs. Offer a prayer of thanks in the morning and another in the evening. And if you can find no reason for doing so, be certain the fault lies within yourself. Even to know that the worst possible thing has happened, and the cup of misfortune been drained to its last drop, brings a strange compensation. For there is a deep peace of mind known only to those who have lost all and cannot lose more. If a man is favored with prosperity, he should be vigilant, lest it permit his desires to lead him astray and his spiritual diligence be diminished. In the greater scheme of things, the times of affliction and adversity are not to be feared so much. For then men incline towards spiritual things. It is in times of prosperity, when they acquire wealth and become conceited and self-centered, that the danger lies. For then they twist the commanding words and austere meanings of the sacred books, and pervert them to console their own consciences. Therefore, in times of prosperity and contentment, a man must be more careful in the interpretation of the sacred books than he would when he only turned to them for strength and consolation. The intelligent man observes the ways of nature and the forces she utilizes. He learns how they operate, so that he does not become the slave of blind forces beyond his control. Those who do not understand the workings of natural forces, or are overawed by them, become their slaves. This is a place where nothing is seen clearly, and even truth can be distinguished only against a background of contrasting falsity. The dispensations of life are not entirely beyond the understanding of man, and indeed he has a duty to strive for understanding. Everything serves a purpose, even things which seem the most hurtful. Every ungainly rock has, within itself, a potential statue, and potential beauty lies in every block of wood or lump of clay. But what is there cannot come out of its own volition. The image and the beauty are brought out only after the untouched materials have been subjected to the discipline of thought and the forming action of chisel, knife, or fire. According to the good things done by a man, so will he be rewarded, and by the nature of the evil he does, so will he be punished. A man is paid according to his labor, and idle hands make a hungry